3, welcome to another maths tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at tenths in our fractions lesson. Great. Last week we looked at fractions and how these are made up by splitting a whole into equal parts. And today we're going to be looking at tenths. Here I've got my whole. Here's my whole shape. You can imagine it as a chocolate bar if you like. And we can see that we've split it up into 10 equal pieces. If I colour in one of these pieces, like this, I have coloured in 1/10. And when we write our fraction, we write it like this. Okay, our numerator here tells us how much I've coloured in. I've got 1 as my numerator, I've coloured in 1 piece. The denominator tells us how many pieces my whole has been shared into equally. Here's my whole, and my denominator tells me that I've got 10 pieces which make up my one whole. So here I have 1/10 shaded. If I was to colour in another 10th here, how much would I have shaded? What would my numerator be? What would my denominator be? If I write this down, I can see that I've got 2 shaded parts out of 10 pieces which make up my whole. My denominator stays the same, I have the same amount of pieces here, but I've shaded in 2, so my numerator changes. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to colour in some different amounts in this shape, in this fraction, okay? Now what I want you to do is to write down on a piece of paper at home how many tenths I've coloured in, and I want to write it as a fraction. Are you ready? Here we go. How many tenths have I coloured in? I want to write that as a fraction. So pause the video, write the fraction, and let's see if you get it right. And the answer is 3/10. Remember, numerator tells us how much I've shaded, and our denominator tells us how many equal pieces. Okay? Okay, get yourself ready for another example. So I'm going to colour in some more. I want to write down the fraction. What fraction of this shape has been coloured in? So, pause the video, write it down. Let's see if you get it right. Good. The answer is 6/10. Mr. Cottle's coloured in 6 pieces of this shape. Okay, here's another example for you. You ready? Here we go. Okie dokie. So when you're ready, pause the video and write down what fraction I have coloured in. Okay, brilliant. The answer is 5 tenths. Now then, I'll just drop my pen lid. Now then, if you have a look at this shape, you can see that actually I have coloured in 5 tenths. But imagine I didn't have any of these lines here. You could also say that I've coloured in 1 half. So 5 tenths is equal to 1 half. I've coloured in 1 half of my shape. I've also coloured in 5 tenths of my shape. We can say that they are equivalent or the same as each other. Okay. Okay, you guys have done really, really well so far. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to have a little look at how to make the whole. And we talked about making the whole last week, making sure that we've got all of the pieces of our whole together. Okay, so if I colour in this amount of my whole, we know that this is 1 tenth. Okay. How many pieces do I need to make a whole? If I look here, I've got 10 pieces which would make up my whole. I've got 1 tenth coloured in. How many more would I need to make 10 tenths? Remember, 10 tenths would be if I had to colour in all of these pieces. How many more would I need to colour in to make the whole? So pause the video, see if you can work it out. Okay, well done if you worked it out. I started it off here with 1 tenth. If I coloured in this one, that'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I started with this one here, and I actually added on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would have to colour in another 9 tenths. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give you a few little examples for you to follow. Okay, so remember, we're going to be making the whole, okay? So, I'm going to colour in this amount here. How many more would I need to colour in the whole thing? Would I need to colour in 2 tenths? Would I need to colour in 5 tenths? Or would I need to colour in 7 tenths? Have a little think, see if you can work it out. How many more do I need to colour in to make a whole? If you wrote 7 tenths down, you're absolutely right. I know that I've got 3 and 7, and that's my number bonds, and I know that that would make 10. So if I cut it in 7 more, I would make 10. Okay, here's another example about making the whole. Here's one here. Another. How many more would I need to colour in to make the whole? Would I need to colour in 1 tenth? Would I need to colour in 3 tenths? Would I need to colour in 4 tenths? Or would I need to colour in 7 tenths? Have a little think, see if you can find the right answer. If you chose 4 tenths, you are absolutely right. I know that I have got 6 tenths here. And if I add on 4 tenths, I will make my whole of 10 tenths. Okay, brilliant stuff, guys. You followed really, really well. On the website, there'll be a few little activities for you to follow. And there's also a website which you can go to, which I've linked in the daily planner, which will give you a couple of games to play as well. Okay, have fun. See you guys soon.